Being the smallest candidate was not an enviable position. It was therefore imperative that Kevin impress the dragon in his first hatching. That would wipe the smile off every face in the cavern, and accord him the respect due to any dragon rider, even the smallest one.
Shells, but the sands are hot.
Impression time is a minimum, candidates.
Everyone crowded respectfully close to him.
See the extent of the saturations on this promising egg.
The stretch marks were larger than yesterday. Everyone leaned forward and nodded thoughtfully. That particular egg was the one Betterly had marked as his own, and no other candidate dared, on pain of being beaten by Betterly at his first opportunity, to approach it. The egg was marked by a large yellowish splotch in the shape of a dragon backwinging to land, talons outstretched to grasp rock. Everyone knew that bronze eggs bore distinctive markings, and naturally Betterly, who'd been presented at 8 impressions already and was the biggest of the candidates, had chosen it.
I'd say that the great day is upon us. As we well know, there are only 40 eggs and 72 candidates. Some of you may be disappointed on the great day. That doesn't necessarily mean that you aren't dragon rider material. Just that the dragon, for you, hasn't been shelled. You'll have other hatchings. It is no disgrace to be left behind in the impression 2 or more.
Kevin was positive that the winged second's eyes rested on Betterly, who'd been stood off at so many impressions already. Kevin tried to squinch down so the winged second wouldn't notice him. Kevin had been reminded too often that he was eligible to be a candidate by one day only. He of all the hopefuls, was most likely to be left standing on the great day. One more reason why he simply had to impress at his first hatching.
Now, move among the eggs. Touch them. We don't know that does any good, but it certainly doesn't do any harm.
Some of the boys laughed nervously, but everyone immediately began to circulate among the eggs. Betterly stepped up officiously to his egg, daring anyone to come near it. Kevin smiled because he had already touched it. Every inspection day, when the others were leaving the hatching ground and no one could see him crouch to stroke it, Kevin had an egg he concentrated on. 2. One drawn slightly to the far side of others. The shell had a soft greenish-blue tinge with a faint creamy swirl design. The consensus was that the egg contained a mere green, so Kevin was rarely bothered by rivals. He was somewhat perturbed to see Betterly wandering over him.
Yeah, you can't even see over an egg. Hatching day, you better get in front of the dragons or they won't even be able to see you at all. Of course, you could get run down in the mad scramble. Oh, I forgot, you can run fast, can't you?
You better make sure Dragon sees you this time, Bertily. You're almost over age, aren't you?
Betterly flushed and took a step forward, hand half raised. Kevin stood his ground, but if Betterly advanced one more step, he would call the winged second. No one fought on the hatching ground. Surely Betterly knew that much. Fortunately, at that moment, the winged second called the boys together and led them from the hatching ground to start on evening chores. There were glows to be replenished in the main kitchen caverns and sleeping cubicles. The major hallways and the queen's apartment, firestone stacks had to be filled against threat attack, and black rock brought to the kitchen hearths. The boys fell to their chores, tantalized by the odors of roasting meat. The population of the weir began to assemble for the evening meal, and the dragon riders came in from the feeding ground on their sweep checks. Tempers were uncertain in the sleeping caverns next morning as the boys were routed out of their beds to carry water and black rock and cover the glows. Twice Mende had to call Kevin to order for clumsiness. Kevin difficultly trundled the barrow to the outdoor bunker for another load of black rock just as Betterly arrived on a similar errand.
Heard the news, babe?
The eggs are cracking?
Nah, guess again.
With a sinking heart, Kevin knew what the news must be, and he could only stare with intense desolation at the older boy.
Come on, I said guess, babe.
I have no time for guessing games.
I said guess.
I said I have no time!
Guess!
Someone snickered at Kevin, incredulous, knew that he must have been dropped from the candidacy. He yanked the shovel from Betterly's loosened grasp. Snarling, the older boy tried to regain possession, but Kevin clung with all his strength to handle, dragged back and forth as the stronger boy jerked the shovel about. With a sudden, unexpected movement, Betterly rammed the handle into Kevin's chest, knocking him over the barrel handles. Kevin felt a sharp, painful jab between his left ear, an unbearable pain in his left shin, and then a painless nothingness.